All right. Hey y'all. Hey, welcome to the show. So this is this is hella awkward. Let me just say that because this is my first episode that I'm going to upload on YouTube that is going to actually have visuals. So, part of why I'm doing this, because if you follow me and you've been checking out my YouTube for a while or whatever, I've been uploading episodes of the show, but it always just had the podcast logo, super basic visuals. But on Wednesday, October 14th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be going live. And, I just kind of wanted to like get used to the idea of recording, looking at myself, and all that good stuff, and just kind of get used to. I'm not even about to lie to y'all and tell you that every episode is about to be having visuals and actually a video of me, but I can tell you that I'm gonna start sprinkling them in, a little razzle dazzle, especially for the monthly live episodes. So, but let me back up a little bit. Thank you for tuning in. As y'all can see, this season, I'm kind of just, I still have my every Thursday episode is going to come, but then it's kind of like, I don't know, which side note, shout out to Black Paco. If you're not familiar with who he is, he hosts the Nuts and Guts podcast. He's done a bunch of other shows and stuff, but we actually recorded recently. And one of the things that I noticed about what he's doing with his show that kind of just started last month is that he just drops whenever. And when we were talking, one of the things he kind of said was, he just wanted to challenge me to, if I feel like I want to drop an episode or record or check in with y'all or whatever, to just go ahead and do that. Because one of the things that he's kind of been on one of his episodes for sure, but it's just like there's no rules in podcasting. This is our shows and we can kind of do what we want when we want. So, since I'm going to have a lot of guests going forward, I think it's important that I remember that this show is really for me. So, today is kind of just like a check in. As you can see, this screen behind me. So, let's talk about that. So, I'm in my bedroom, and one of the reasons why I never uploaded video is because, which is not because my room is not clean, which everybody who has ever recorded with me, they've seen my room, so they can vouch. My room is pretty much always looks the same, which that's just how I am. I'm a very organized person. However, when you think about uploading a video on YouTube and you don't know who's going to see it, it's like uncontrolled. I don't want all these strangers in the internet on the internet to just be like, "Oh, I saw your room and your bedspread and this, that, and the other." So, originally, the plan was to, I got, this is the blue side. So, I got a blue green screen, and originally the plan was to kind of like upload and have my podcast logo be behind me, which you can kind of see it up in the corner or whatever. I don't know. Like, it just, I don't know if it's the lighting in my room, or I don't know if it's just because like I record on StreamYard for what I'm doing or whatever. And so I don't know if it's just their virtual backgrounds or not working with, I don't even know, but it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. However, I'm always the kind of person that tries to make it work the best I can. So I just decided, which, okay, side note. So last night, I was hella in my feelings, which we'll kind of get there in a second, but I listened to my first episode, and it's funny because every time I mess up on my words, I say that, man, I can never talk. And like my first episode was that. So it's just funny that I just kept on recording, considering I can never just talk without messing up my words. Anywho, so I'm the kind of person that tries to make it work. So I just flipped it to the blue side, and I'm like, you know what? The whole point of this was just so that people can't see in my room. It wasn't necessarily to be looking like I'm on the beach. I did try that. I found it was a lovely beach background with like the cut like I don't know if it was supposed to be sunset or whatever, but the colors, and there was some mountains off to the side. And I did try to do that, but I don't know. It just wasn't working out. So y'all just gonna get this blue screen because, like I said, this was just so y'all can't just see up all in my room like that. Because that's just I don't know. If I was recording somewhere else in the house, I wouldn't care. But this is my room or whatever. So as I said, there's the live show October 14th. I want to get a couple things out the way so I don't forget. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, you totally should be. For real though, because that is where have posted the question that we're gonna kind of dive into on the Thoughts to Ponder episode on the live show on Wednesday, because that's what it is. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see my Twitter and Instagram handle at the bottom of the screen. If you're listening to this on whatever platform, the link to my link tree, which has my social media stuff, is in the episode notes. So start following me on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I do interact with people. So if you want to say what's up, if you want to talk about an episode or just respond to whatever, like that's why I put my stuff in there so I can interact with y'all. I don't even know if I thanked y'all for tuning in like I normally do. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you are a new listener, new episodes for sure come every Thursday. Today's Saturday. Like I'm literally gonna drop this as soon as I finish recording it. So I ain't gonna say every Saturday you're gonna have an episode, but on today we got an episode. But I for sure drop new episodes every Thursday. Day one listeners, y'all already know what it is. I got nothing but love for y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with me, continue to grow with me. And it's crazy because having listened to my first episode and all I was just talking about was how I don't like being vulnerable and all these things. And it's like I can see my growth. So I might go back through and listen to old episodes and just kind of see how far I've come. Sometimes when I'm like in my feelings, I kind of need to reflect. Oh, one more thing before I forget. So if you are familiar with the podcast Happy Hour, me and my pod sisters, Autumn from the Lit Life podcast, JBoog from Jay's Quick 3, Audrey from Odd Tales, and Chris from Shenanigans with Friends. We are 5 solo black female podcasters. And with Rona, you're not trying to be out here all like that. And none of us live in the same area either. We all met each other through podcasting on Twitter. And so we decided to just kind of give y'all some insight into what we're already doing. We'll have Zoom meetings all the time where we're having drinks or we're just talking or whatever. So we decided to turn that into a monthly show. So every month, one of us will host it on our platform. So this Friday is when the next installment drops. It's going to be on JBoog's her platform, Jay's Quick 3. So I'm gonna have the link to her stuff in the episode notes. And then if you missed last month was a live episode on the Lit Life podcast, which is Autumn's platform. And so I'll have that in the episode notes. And then the first installment dropped in August, and that was on my platform. So all you got to do is just scroll up through, either the YouTube videos or the episode notes or whatever. It wasn't live because, like I said, back then I wasn't really trying to be on that. But I'm going to be, uploading more videos, going live, and all that good stuff going forward. Okay, so now I think I got all the admin stuff out the way. So I don't know. I don't really have anything in particular that I kind of want to talk about. One, I just wanted to kind of get past my initial, I'm going live on Wednesday and I didn't advertised it, so it is what it is. I'm not the kind of person that backs down from something once I put it out there, but I'm also the kind of person who when there are new things, there is fear that I have to overcome. And so I kind of just wanted to record today so that I could get past this first time of ever uploading an actual video of me, knowing that it's going to be out there, so I got to know where I got to look and all this good stuff. And I don't even know if I have it right today, but y'all going to grow with me just like with this show. So, um, that's kind of why I recorded this, but then also just to kind of check in because I've had I've been recording with guests, which is dope, but then it's kind of like when I just need to process my life, I gotta have episodes where I do that because that's really why I started this show. And it's really just like my public journal and kind of like whatever. And so I was supposed to get my nails done today. Oh, which they're still, they're still cute or whatever. Not or whatever. They still cute. Shout out to Jamie, my nail tech. She does mine and my daughter's nails every couple weeks. But she had to cancel because her son got sick. So really right now I should be still at the nail salon because she does all three of our nails back to back to back. And I'll be trying to do the most or whatever. So it's gonna take a little bit longer. But my whole what I thought I was about to be doing on Saturday is thrown off. So I didn't get my nails done, which for me, nails is self-care. So of course I'm disappointed, but of course, as a mom or just as a human being with compassion, like if your child is sick, I don't expect you to try to like whatever. And she's solid and it's not even like I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping he gets better or whatever. But so there's that. Um So when was it? When did we move in here? So in May we moved into an apartment. I haven't lived in an apartment in oh my gosh, since '07. So it's been an interesting adjustment. There are kids that live in the apartment building, which for the most part, whoever was above us moved out. I'm kind of thankful for that because they would be doing the most. I don't know what they would be doing up there, but they would be doing the most sometimes, a lot of the times. And um they moved out, but there are like a lot of kids that'll just be in the parking lot. And like when I'm trying to leave, really just to take my daughters to work or go to the store, because I don't really do too much, they just be acting like they invincible and they ain't trying to move. So it's kind of whatever. But they had just built a new gym like right before I moved in, and the gym then closed down because of Rona. And then it finally just opened, and it's literally walking distance from my apartment. So it's like right there, maybe, I don't know, 100 feet away or something. Don't quote me on that because I don't be knowing that stuff. But the reason why I bring that up is because if you've been listening to me or follow me on social media or just know me, who knows, when you're tuning in, I've been on this whole workout journey, was doing keto for a while, then kind of, excuse me, hold on, let me get some water, which no, I don't got the Rona. Your throat just be dry when you be talking or whatever. All right. So, I've been on this journey with keto or whatever, kind of scaled back from that and just kind of went to a more like just low carb diet. Um, I was doing, I say was because I haven't worked out in like, Lord, today. I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks, and I don't even know what got me off track. Like, hold on. Good Lord. Okay. I don't even really know what. Actually, I do. Sleep has been such just I don't know, my sleep schedule has been so off, and then it's like I've just been feeling like so tired. And then I've been eating crappy too, like them white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups that I mentioned on here before, just whoo, Lord, they're so good. But I had to just leave that alone. But I don't know. I've just been like for the past 2, maybe 3 weeks, I've just like really been off track with my eating, and not like hella off track because some stuff I just can't even really get down with no more because it upsets my stomach. But I've just been hella off track with that. Working out, I haven't worked out in for sure 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, which that's not bad. Like it could be months, you know what I'm saying? But I need to get back on track. So I'm happy that the gym opened up because I've been doing a lot of home workouts. But what I also know is that I get very bored with stuff very easily. So I need to kind of have this like just variety and options. And one thing I like is that there's a treadmill, there's a couple treadmills and elliptical. So just different ways for me to do cardio. Like if no, I need to work out. I don't really like walking around. I like walking, but I don't like walking around my neighborhood for a couple reasons, which I live in a great neighborhood, so it's not that. One, it's hella hilly around here, and I just don't feel like doing that. But two, when you get into the summer to fall and it be the bugs, and I do not like bugs, and I do not like walking through bugs on the sidewalk, and that's what it was the one time that I did try to do that. So I'm happy that that's open. I'm actually gonna go today, and at least if nothing else, just start getting on the treadmill just to get back into it. Because the snatch 40s is what we on or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to get on. If you didn't know I was 40, if you're new, yes, I turned 40 in June. I don't look it. I know people tell me that, but really, on both sides, my mom and my good lord, and my bio dad side of the family, none of us look our age, so I'm just not going to look my age. However, I do have a 16, almost 17-year-old. She'll be 17 on Halloween, actually. An 18-year-old and a 20, soon to be 21-year-old. My son will be 21 next month. Shout out to Kayliana, Janae, and Devon, which is not in order of age, but whatever. And so I don't know. I am really just trying to get my life back together. And I am proud that normally my setbacks be, like I said, I haven't worked out in a couple weeks. Normally, when a setback happens, it happens for way longer than a couple weeks. So I am proud that this year, one, I've seen progress because when I was younger, I want to say I didn't really start gaining weight till I was like 29, I think. But my weight was never really like an issue. I mean, of course I would gain weight when I would I had got pregnant or whatever, but my snapback was just within like 6 or so months I was back to where I was. But you get older, metabolism slows down and all that good stuff. So I'm really just trying to, one, get myself to a place of where I want to be, but then two, also like, I mean, I'm getting older, got to make sure I'm healthy. I mean, I feel better when I work out because for me, that's part of my self care. It's part of like loving myself or whatever. So I'm really just trying to kind of get back on track with that. How has my week been? Ugh. Man, I'm trying to. This week has been, I don't know, I've been hella drained all week. Like, I work from home, so that's kind of been a blessing because I've literally rolled out of bed to take Janae to school and then come back and work. And it's this reporting time at my job. So it's a very just, we had to have this report done by Friday. Normally, I'm always done the day before it's due, and then I would take that next day to kind of just double back and make sure whatever. But this time, the way that I had my kind of like pattern set up of how I do, it's called end of month. It did not happen the way that it's happened every other month, so I had to readjust. There was some good, but I literally finished and turned my report in at 4:30. I get off at 4:45. So, of course it was done on time, but it was just kind of, I don't know. It was just weird. And then Janae, this child of mine who I love so deeply. Janae is my youngest. She's 16. She'll be 17 Halloween, like I said. She's a junior, and she's just doing the most. Like, if you listen to the episode that dropped with DeQuisha protecting my peace, if you didn't, you should go back and listen to it. But in that episode, I talked about where she, got suspended, and she had told her administrator, I hope you die of COVID and I want to punch you in the face. So we recorded that, I think it was mid September, because I try to be ahead with recording, stuff with guests to give me time to edit and all that in case there's technical difficulties or whatever. But we recorded that back in September, and she actually ended up getting suspended for an entire week out of school, because on the episode I said it was a day because that's all I knew at that time. But what ended up happening is that she was suspended for an entire week of school, out of school, and then in school suspension for 2 days. And then this week I got a call, and I'm maybe later I'll get more into whatever, but there's going to be legal stuff that we're going to have to deal with because of whatever choices she's choosing to make. And I don't know, it's crazy because, with shout out to Autumn, man, really shout out to all my, Audrey, Chris, Jay, all of them, because we literally talk every day, and we met through podcasting, but it's kind of like that's just become a great support system. And even though they don't live here, it's just that being there, caring. But then one of the things Autumn said is that, to kind of like summarize it, she was like, excuse me, encouraging me as a mom. Hold on. My allergies been kicking my butt with all the weather changes, and so I've just noticed my throat is whatever, like drier more, and it's annoying, but whatever. And so one of the things she said though is like, basically don't take that on myself as a mom. It's kind of like the choices that she's choosing to make literally has nothing to do with me. It's not because I'm doing anything wrong necessarily. It's not because, it really has nothing to do with me. It's her choices, and whatever consequences come about as a result of it, that's kind of on her. And of course, you never want to see your kids really go through anything, but it's kind of like I can't live her life for her. So that's kind of how my week has been. And then I just have found myself, because their dad was killed 5 years ago, and I just remember thinking, I think it was the day that it happened. So I got that call, I think it was Thursday. Let me think about this. Yep. Thursday. Good lord. And it's funny because this is a video. Y'all just gonna see all this. So I'm not even gonna edit this out. But I got that call Thursday, and I just remember Thursday night thinking like, I mean, it's not her dad's fault that he was killed. It's not their dad's fault at all, of course. But I just remember thinking like, damn, dude, you really just kind of left me to deal with all this by myself. That's obviously not a rational thought, because it's not like he did it on purpose, but October is always I don't know, it's always milestone months, you know, with her birthday being this month, just always just trigger whatever. But then also whenever she's kind of wilding, because you know, me and Kayliana were talking and we were like, we wonder if she'd be doing the stuff she's been doing if he was here. Well, we'll never know because he's been gone for 5 years. But I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of how this week has been. I don't know. And then I was on, what social media platform was I on? I was on, I think, Facebook. Yeah, because Facebook is mainly where people that I know outside of podcasting are. And I noticed that, like, sometimes you just, okay, so this is my experience on Facebook. And I have people that they'll say, oh, they'll try to classify me as just this important person in my life. This is what they, it's funny, this is what they say on social media. Because we don't even really talk much outside of social media anymore, but they'll try to classify me as like this important person in their life. And I'm always grateful for the support that I get from the podcast community, and why I try to, there's many reasons, but one of the reasons I try to make sure I just support people as best as I can is because, like, I don't really get that outside of y'all. Like, when I share things on Facebook, because I share and promote the same on pretty much every social media platform, and on my personal Facebook page, I just have one person literally who consistently will share my post. She, and it's funny because she doesn't even listen to my podcast, and she's told me that. And I don't expect everybody to listen, because one, not everybody listens to podcasts. Like, me and my daughter, Kayliana, that's my oldest daughter, she's in college, and she was like, I like to watch YouTube videos because I like to watch and it helps me focus. But not everybody listens to podcasts or whatever. Cool, cool, cool. But people also don't share the posts. And I'm not, it's funny because I've gotten to a place where I always try to be grateful for just the people who do support me, rather than salty about the people that I'm like, dang, how come you can't share a post? But I just noticed the support that other people get from like the same people that I know. I'll just say it like that. And I just happened to see something last night, and I was just kind of like, well, damn, like, okay, you know, and I really, really got in my feelings, like, really, really felt sad. Um, and then I had to remind myself. So a lot of times when I tweet things, I'm usually talking to myself and reminding myself, but I figure there's probably somebody else out there who could relate, which is just like why I'm transparent on my show with my struggles and all that stuff. But I had to remind myself that I have to be grateful for what is and grateful for the people who do support, rather than remain salty about the people who don't. And like, in that moment, yeah, it hurts. And it's okay to acknowledge that hurt. Like, it doesn't mean I need to fake like I'm okay when I'm not, because I kind of used to do that at different points in life, where it's like I would focus more on like rationalizing what people do and why they may do it, instead of feeling the emotions that I feel or whatever. So last night, I really had to acknowledge how I felt, which I felt a little hurt, because I'm just like, why is it? I don't get it. I don't get why people, family, every now and then, my, excuse me, every now and then, my dad, so obviously we're not talking about my bio dad. So my dad that raised me, my stepdad, whatever, he'll share a post every now and then. That's about it. You know what I mean? And I, for the most part, am okay with that. Like, because I get a ton of support on Twitter and Instagram from other podcasters that I met and whatever. So, like, I appreciate that. I appreciate all y'all. But every now and then, I'm reminded it's just such a contrast with the people I know outside of it, you know, and it's just, it always, not it always, but every now and then it stings a little bit more. Like, for the most part, I used to be, man, and you could listen back through my episodes and know I used to be hella salty about it. But now I'm just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. And so what I know though is when we go through stuff, you know, we have to continue to like choose to not succumb to whatever we feel. And it's funny because as I go back to when I listened to my first episode, that's kind of what I was saying, is that I cannot be completely just, my decisions can't always be based off how I feel. You know, I can't be, because I'm salty about one thing, deactivate my face, not because of that. Like, if I choose to deactivate it, cool, but not deactivate it because I'm salty because somebody didn't share a post, or make this whole long ass whatever F y'all because woo woo woo. Like, for what? Now, there is going to be stuff I'm going to talk about on the show, because I feel like if you tune in and you get past the episode and you see what I'm about and you keep coming back, then you want to hear what I got to say about whatever. So I feel like this is my platform where y'all going to get a little bit more of the raw side of me, and it's going to be more and more the more I discover about myself. And I'm kind of seeing that as I just think about how this show started and where I'm at now, and even the things I want to talk about or whatever. Y'all gonna get that because y'all want that, obviously. People on Twitter, people on Facebook, man, they don't care. And I'm not saying they don't care about me, but it ain't even that serious. And I'm not even salty about it anymore. I'm just telling y'all about what happened last night or whatever. Will I be salty again later when something happens? Probably. You know what I mean? Cuz it's just, it's a journey, it's whatever, but we just got to keep going. We got to remain grateful though for the people who are, because the beautiful thing about it is I feel like for every one person, and I'm talking about the people who I feel like should really be supporting me that don't. And that's just what it is. I think about though the people who surprise me, that I'm like the friend of mine who shares my stuff every time, literally everything I post on Facebook, she shares. It's interesting because I'm trying to think of how long I've known her. Maybe 6 years, probably more like 5. And there's people that I've known twice that long or even longer that just, I mean, they don't even like it. So it's kind of like, should I be salty about them, or should I just be super grateful for her? Should I be salty about them who just probably don't understand how important this is to me or what this means? Or should I be hella grateful for everybody on Twitter and Instagram and all y'all who listen? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if nobody retweeted anything or whatever, and I kept my listeners and somehow it grew, I don't know how it grows without people sharing your stuff, but somehow it just did. Like, I'm most grateful for y'all that listen. I'm most grateful for the people who hear something and then they respond to it, either by replying or tweeting at me or commenting or DMing me on Instagram or Twitter, or some people text me, because there are people that were my friends prior to podcasting that listen. You know what I mean? They just don't share it, but that, you know, it is what it is. And so I'm just trying to be grateful for just what is right now. And I guess if we want to have a challenge or an encouragement, because I guess that's what it would be, is just like, be grateful for what is. We don't always get to determine what people are going to do or how they're going to respond or whatever. But man, the people that do rock with you for real, like be grateful for them. And then like excuse me, tell them, you know what I mean? Because some people don't realize how much the impact of what they do for you means to you. And so like part of why I shout out different podcasters on here is because I came into this industry by myself, literally knowing no other podcasters. I still now have one friend, DeQuisha, she just started a podcast, and I'm trying to think if I have any other people that I know. I can't think of any off the top of my head of people who were friends prior to podcasting. So that's literally one. But this is almost a year into the game. So I came into this by myself. And you know, I'm always guarded with people at first, you know what I mean? And so just the relationships that I've built, there are times that I'll have such a fake interaction with someone else, and it'll make me like reach out to my authentic friends that I've met in the podcast world and just be like, "Hey, I appreciate your authenticity." You know what I mean? Because I appreciate it and I also recognize the fake, and it's I don't know if I'll ever be okay with that in this industry, but instead of just being so angry and like not doing what I enjoy, cuz I enjoy podcasting. I really do. It's not even about y'all. This is for me. Like this is just a legacy I'm leaving behind. This is a cool way for me to process my thoughts without having to journal. I don't journal as much. I kind of do, but you know, it is what it is. Whoops. But yeah, it's just a cool way for me to process my life. I'm hella grateful for it. Hella grateful for y'all. Bruh. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here because there are technical difficulties occurring in my life right now. And I ain't really want none anyway. I really just wanted to, like I said, get past my initial fear. So now I'm cool. Probably not. I'm probably still gonna be nervous because it's gonna be a live show. Because there's these expectations of you want people to participate. Like Thoughts to Ponder was always designed for like dialogue or interaction from the listeners or social media or whatever. So I'm trying to like do it a different way because it wasn't really I don't know, like I would get some people to respond, but I want it to be more like in real time. Like if somebody comments when I'm going live, then people will see that. You know, I don't want those episodes to just be my input. I want it to be these are all thoughts for you to ponder from different people because we're all going to have different perspective and like I can learn from y'all. So there is though this okay, you want people to actually join the live. So there's that, but you know, it is what it is. I can carry a show by myself, as we know, because I've been doing it for, you know, this whole time. So I know either way, I'll be able to talk. I literally came on here with nothing, and we almost 40 minutes into this thing, and this wasn't even supposed to be an episode. I just kind of wanted to, you know what I'm saying? See about this blue screen, see how I feel about it. Cause this is what y'all gonna get. I'm not about to fool with no virtual backgrounds. I have like different curtains that my grandma made me, which they're not bootleg because my grandma, she really does this. But I just feel like this blue screen is just what it's gonna be. And then maybe in a different way. Maybe it's just StreamYard. Shoot, maybe I could use this so that my coworkers can't see all up in my room because we be doing these virtual whatever. So I might just just use this even for that. So I don't feel like I wasted my money or anything like that. But it's just I actually kind of when I think about it, I kind of like this better than what I thought it was gonna be because there's not distractions. It's not about theatrics. It's about you listening to me process my life. Like that's pretty much what the show is. Even when I have a guest on, it's still me trying to get something from it, me trying to understand something, me trying to learn something, whatever. So like I said, I ain't really want nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and end on that note. But let me do the weekly podcast shout out. So this week is Mouse and Weens. This is a show that I listen to. It's two sisters and they just talk about their lives. I'm such a fan of like people who literally just talk about their lives just because there's usually something that I can relate to or something, some gems that I can pull from and apply it to my life. So I'm going to have the link to their show in the episode notes. Get y'all some merch, we still on that. It's hoodie season, so there's tons of different designs, and I mean there's more than just hoodies, but I'm just trying to think like it's hoodie season, you know what I'm saying? But if you live somewhere where it's not hoodie season, there's t-shirts, there's pillows, there's coffee mugs, phone cases, and it's like, yeah, my podcast logo, which, oh my gosh, shout out to two of my friends that I've known since junior high and high school that actually bought shirts with my podcast logo on, and you probably saw that I tweeted that. And I don't even really promote, I mean, those that much, because I really be trying to promote stuff since it's mainly podcasters, like, hey, this is how you could promote your brand, promote what you're doing, whoop de woo. But it really did mean a lot to me that they actually bought the shirts with my logo on it, just because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? But yeah, the link to the merchandise is in the episode notes. And I think honestly next month I'm probably gonna do, like, for the month of November, do a sale just because that's my podiversary, you know what I'm saying? November 12th, which happens to be a Thursday. And I'm going live the day before and I'm gonna do a merchandise giveaway. But I think I'm gonna like do a sale next month just because, just to celebrate, you know what I mean? Having made it a year in something I wasn't even sure if I was going to continue with. So it's just kind of cool with me, the consistency I've been able to keep. I have not missed a week. Like every week, I done brought y'all some content. Sometimes more than once a week or whatever. Man, this week we getting into like 3 times because I dropped on Monday. Shout out to Baylor and Mike from Off the Record for like sharing their grief with y'all so we could do that episode, and it was hella therapeutic for me, but for all of us because we discussed it. I dropped Thursday with my homie DeQuisha, and then I'm dropping today. Is it gonna be like this every week? Who knows? Because it just is what it is. I just needed to kind of get this out. So make sure y'all do what y'all got to do to take care of your mental, emotional, health and physical health. This is a journey for me. Like I said, I ain't worked out in like 2.5 weeks. My eating has not been the best, but I'm back at it. Like I'm gonna go to the gym today and probably just get on the treadmill just to kind of at least do something. You know what I'm saying? And then your spiritual health, like surround yourself with people that pour into your spirit. Do things that pour into your spirit. Pray, read the Bible, meditate. I don't know what it is going to be for you. For me, it's pray, read the Bible. This week, I actually went to small group. I have not been in literally months. And then I had to find a new small group because the day that I was going before didn't work. And just it was so great to kind of be surrounded by people that, and I was just hella quiet at first because I didn't know many people there, but it was just very refreshing to have people just by them sharing whatever just kind of pour into me and feed my spirit. So all of those aspects are important. Um so make sure y'all do what y'all got to do to take care of that, especially in these Rona times and everything that's going on with that. It's hella important. And as always, this is my first video on YouTube, so more to come. Not every week, but more to. Who knows though? Maybe now that I done did this one, I guess maybe it kind of depends what time of day I record because sometimes I'll be recording in the middle of the night with my bonnet on. So I can't say I'm about to take my bonnet off and untwist my hair just because I can't sleep so I could record. So I ain't about to say it's gonna happen every week, but you will see more of me. So yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Um, and yeah, I'll see y'all next week.